guys, welcome back to planetjejuda and welcome to Loom Knit Thursday. Today we are going to follow up or answer a question that was posted on one of my older Loom Knit videos. I believe it was my I don't know where the yarn is. Anyways, it's the Super Chanel super chunky yarn. Can you use that on a loom? Anyways, the person, Quiet Knitter, asked if you could go from a larger loom to a smaller loom in the same project. And my answer was, I really don't know. So we are going to find out today. And by the way, I'm going to link Quiet Knitter's YouTube channel in the description box below if you would like to go to check out their content. So, going from a larger loom to a smaller loom, I would say would be actually a no, considering the amount of pegs. So like you couldn't do a wide gauge and go down to another wide gauge loom, because you would need to have the same number of peg count from loom to loom. So I was thinking a fine gauge and a wide gauge. And I wish I could do a full circle, but my looms don't match in count. I don't have any looms that go from the large gauge to the fine gauge with the same amount of pegs. So, however, you probably can get those looms that you can snap together like a puzzle piece and create your own round loom to do a full circle. And I've been thinking about it, and I would think that it would probably be, honestly, it would be easier to go from the larger loom to the larger gauge to the finer gauge, just for the sheer fact that the larger gauge is going to be bigger. However, I would think that you would want to go from the smaller gauge to the larger gauge only because your stitches are going to be probably a lot bigger than in the fine gauge. So I do want to try and experiment with a small panel, and I will be using my Red Heart Super Saver Metallic in white. Here you go. It's metallic. I don't know if you can tell that, but anyways, I just wanted a light color, and I'm just going to make a small panel. So we're going to do a flat panel, not in the round, because I can't do it in the round because I don't have round looms that have the same peg count. I might think that you could use the same or a round loom if you decreased the amount of pegs in your work for another loom that has whatever you decrease to, the total. You can't see my hand gestures. I'm totally like anyways. You could possibly go from one round loom to another round loom, working in the round, if you decrease your peg count or your stitches in the work that you are doing to another loom that has a smaller peg count. So that would actually work for the same size gauge as well. So like, let's say you're working on this one, which I'm not sure how many pegs it has, but you want to go into a smaller one. As long as you could work yourself down, decreasing it to the amount of pegs to the smaller loom. But we are going to try and see if we can do a panel and have the same amount of pegs. I'm going to do 12, I think. I'll do 12, and then I'll do 12 on here, just to see if we can even do it. what's the part of having fun if you can't experiment and make really wild and crazy things out of what you're experimenting with? I know that this is going to cause a super like tight part of the panel, and then it's going to go super wide. And the uses I could see being neat is if you were to loom knit a beanie. I'll use my niece's beanie that I have not sent her yet, and you wanted to do a super fine knit right here on the brim, I could see you doing that and then transferring it to the bigger loom to get the body of the hat. So anyways, that being said, let me go ahead and bring you down and we'll see, can you jump from loom to loom in one project? All right, so I'm gonna start with the finer gauge loom. Let's get started here. I'm gonna do my slip knot. Now I'm not gonna do this to where I'm gonna actually cast off. I'm just going to cast on, create how long I want it for the fine, and then transfer it on to the large gauge, and then I'm just going to take it off because I'm probably just going to frog the whole thing when I'm done, because I'm not gonna, it's just, we're just experimenting. We're seeing if we can transfer from one loom to the next. All right, so I'm going to get my yarn on the anchor peg, and we are going to E-wrap, whoops, and I'm going to go ahead and work each one to cast on. That's 2. I will be right back. All right, so I've got my yarn casted on, and now I'm just going to simply work back and forth until I get it to the length that I want it to be. And like I said, I'm just gonna I'm gonna frog this in the end, so I'm just gonna simply do E-wraps all the way back and forth. But I will be right back when I'm ready to transfer it over to the larger loom. All right, so moment of truth. I went back and forth 5 times, so that's a total of 10 rows. So hopefully we will be able to transfer this from here to here. So let's see. I'm just going to simply take off each stitch carefully here. Trying not to unravel it or do that. Okay, so I am losing some stitches. I'm gonna go ahead and stop without, because it will be getting me frustrated in a moment. Let me bring you back up and let's discuss what we learned today. Okay, so as you can see, I have failed. But does that mean that you can't do this experiment yourself? No, that doesn't mean you can't. Sorry. Anyways, did I give myself enough time to actually do this experiment? No. I might try it again and take a little bit more time and see if I could do it. Because, I mean, that would be interesting. So, can you do it? I'm sure you can. It just takes a little bit more patience and a little bit more time that I did not give to this experiment. So that is on me. That is not on the looms. And yeah. Can it be done? I think so. And I would like to try it sometime again and be more successful. It is 5:15 p.m. I started filming this at 4. However, my husband and I did go for a walk, so there's that. I didn't give myself enough time to do it. I still need to edit or put this on my computer, edit it, and then upload it to YouTube without it being too late of a post. But yeah, I was getting frustrated, which made me lose some of my stitches. And if I were to do it again, when I do it again, I will try from the large to the fine gauge. I will also try to do my last couple of stitches, if I go from the fine to the large gauge, looser, so that they aren't so close together. That could have been part of my problem. But like I said, I will try it from the large to the smaller. That being said, this may have been a failure today, but it doesn't have to be a failure tomorrow. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like to be notified of any and all future uploads, consider subscribing. Leave me a comment. Are you going to try to jump looms in the middle of a project? Let me know. And with that, remember, gravity works, guys.